Hey guys, it's me right now. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading. Like I said before, I've been helping around the house, and my mother is still pretty ill, and she still may have to go to the hospital. So, once again, I do apologize. But right now, as I'm here, I might as well start saying during this Friday, Cardfight Vanguard's rules will be changing a bit. Well, as you can see on the screen, some of the rules will be changed for the better. You might probably ask a question about one rule change, but to get started about what I mean, the mulligan. I'm not going to read this word for word. I'm just going to summarize it. Before, you would just shuffle the cards from your hand back to your deck, like I said, and just shuffle, and then draw the same amount of cards you get back. Now, you pretty much just put the cards onto the bottom, then draw the same number of cards that you put back, then you shuffle. The reason for this is you can just prevent yourself from redrawing the same cards, the same exact cards that you put back. So that way you don't really have much of a horrible time starting the game, which is actually good on their part. Alright. Now for the G assist. Before, you know how you would always just, whenever you couldn't ride, you had to get rid of 2 cards from your hand and then get rid of 2 cards from your G zone, potentially cards that you could have needed for like some other combo that really would have helped you out during the game, but you couldn't do it because it's gone. Well, they just changed that from get rid of cards from your hand, your G zone, into just getting rid of 2 cards from your hand. So you do still kind of minus, but at least you get to keep your G zone in premium. In standard, this not going to be, you don't have to worry about a G zone because a G zone doesn't exist as standard. So, oh yeah, by the way, guys, you can just pause the video if you want to read this for yourselves. Now the Guardians. Okay, so guarding as we know it will be changed too. From you can only guard cards equal or less to your Vanguard's grade. Now that's changed to you can pretty much guard with anything that has a shield from your hand. So if I'm a grade 0, I can still guard grade 2s and 0s and 1s. So the good thing about this ruling change is that, for one, it actually makes guarding Dust a lot easier. You know, the Zerot Dragon of Dark Zone. So it doesn't really matter if he reduces your grade to 1. You can still use any kind of cards that you want from your hand to guard, which kind of does make him a little bit more. It kind of weakens him, but still. And also the cool thing about it is, like, since you're playing with the new like heal triggers, since you won't be able to G guard, you can just still use a 20k shield to protect yourself from dust. So like I said before, in my opinion, it kind of did weaken him a little bit. So maybe they were thinking about doing that rule change to make him easier to guard. Maybe. Alright, the stride conditions. As for stride, like we usually do, when we're at grade 3, what we usually do is, when both people are at grade 3, we pretty much just stride like we usually do. And they changed that to, if both of us are at grade 3, we can still stride, but at the beginning of our turns, if we're a grade 3, we can stride. I honestly think they should have did this from the start, because grade 1 rushing was a thing. And because of this rule change, there's not going to be so much on grade stalling. And plus, we can still stride, even if the person still wants to be in grade 2 or they misride. So it's kind of a punishment, and that's a good thing. They actually keep the game speeding up. And it actually does get rid of the whole grade 1 rushing thing. if someone actually played this now, they would pretty much die. So, a good thing for them. Alright, and the last rule change for the night is what's return abilities. This one I'm actually going to read. Alright. It started from this ability can only be used until the end of the turn has been changed to if this icon is right after auto or act or zone name and the game state has changed as a resolution of the fact that it cannot be used until the end of the turn. Alright, so I don't know if you can understand me, I apologize, but it pretty much says that once return abilities that can only be used like at the moment where they have to be used for that one turn, it changed to you can use them whenever you want, but you can still only use it for one turn. So you're really like less restricted, and I can actually guarantee you like Nova Grapplers will be having a lot of fun with this rule change. We might probably see cards like Magnum Assault or Tidal Assault or Magnum Assault, whatever it's called. Things like that will actually have a lot of fun with this, especially like Crayon Tiger. I can only imagine the horror that we're probably going to be seeing in the new format. So the last thing I want to cover up is these rule changes above will be in effect for all regulations starting June 1st, Friday. So we have till Friday in June. So say goodbye to the old rules and say hello to these new interesting rules that actually might have benefit for other players in the game. How will it affect the game? We don't know. Maybe you've been practicing these rule changes before it even came out. So comment down below and tell me what you guys think about these rule changes. Like and subscribe, share to your friends. Have a great night, and I will be uploading a little bit later. So, later guys.